Welcome everybody. It's been a bit of a strange year. Unfortunately, I can't be busking my usual science in Sutton High Street this year. So that you're not left out, I have bought something special from the corner of my garden. So bear with me, I've got lots of things. I'm going to start off with a simple question. What sort of stuff do you normally burn? Yeah, maybe wood, maybe paper, maybe oil, maybe you're thinking Daddy's cooking. Yes, all of those things, they are what we call organic materials. They contain lots of carbon. That's just what organic means. But I've got something different here. Let me show you what I've got. Something I'm not allowed on Sutton High Street. I've got a knife. It's a bit rubbishy really, and I'm going to try and set fire to it by putting energy into it, because we need three things for fire. Can you remember what we need to make a small fire? Maybe. Okay, there's some that we remember. We need something to burn, some sort of fuel. In this case, I've got metal as opposed to sausages. We also need something else. I need some energy to put into it. So I've got a 9-volt battery. I know, don't get excited yet, because there's a third thing that we need. I also need, I know that some of you are saying it, I need oxygen. We can't have fire without oxygen. Fuel, energy, and a little bit of oxygen, which is in the air. It's about 20% oxygen, should be enough. So, are you ready? Here we go. Well, that's quite disappointing, isn't it, really? There's a number of reasons why we can't set fire to a knife. Partly it's because, well, all that energy is going through quite a thick piece of metal, and also the oxygen can't get down inside the knife. What I really need to do is take this and stretch it really thin. Fortunately for you, here's one I prepared earlier. So this is wire wool, and as you can see, it's just very long strands of metal. It feels like wool, but a little bit scratchy. Let me pose you a third question. When you burn stuff, like on a bonfire, do you have more or less stuff when you've finished? You tend to have less, don't you? What starts as a big pile of wood ends up as just a small bag full of ashes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh my wool to see how much we've got. Now I'm going to weigh the bowl as well, so we should get quite a high number. Remember to take off the weight of the bowl afterwards. Oh, let's get that to 0, shall we? There we go, that says 0. And I'm going to put it on, and it's going to say 509 grams. Let's go. Let's have a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that is quite remarkable, isn't it? What you can see is that it's burning like little sparklers all around it. Let me put a little bit more oxygen into it. That's quite warm, I will be honest now. It is quite, I'm glad I put it in a good sturdy bowl. I think it's all safe now. I think it's all burned. So we've had a small fire in my garden, and now we're going to find out whether we have more or less. Now we're thinking less, aren't we? Because, well, that was the way that it is with normal stuff. You burn stuff, you have less stuff left. So let's get this down to 0 again. There it is. Now it was 509 before. Now it is, are we sure? It's 511. So actually, it's got heavier by 2 grams. Now that's because of the way that we normally burn stuff and what we burn. We burn carbon in oxygen. When you burn carbon in oxygen, you get carbon dioxide. Question, is it a solid, a liquid or a gas? Yes, carbon dioxide is a gas, isn't it? Of course, it all floats away. It does have a bit of a bad rap, but I'll come on to that in another quiz. Here, I'm not burning carbon, I'm burning iron. And when you burn iron in oxygen, you get iron oxide. Now, iron oxide, do we think it's a solid, a liquid or a gas? Well, it should be fairly obvious that it's a bit of a solid. What we've done is we've taken 2 grams of oxygen out of the air and we've stuck them onto that metal, onto that iron. Now, we've got many names for iron oxide. One of them is sadly rust. Yeah, the same sort of thing that affects our knife here is the same sort of thing that happens here in our iron. Here's your homework before the next session. What I want you to do is work out and go online and find out how hot metal iron has to be before it melts. Then you'll have an idea as to how much energy comes out of one of these tiny little batteries. Right, that's all from me for this time. What we're going to do next one is we're going to gear it up a little bit and we're going to have a small explosion. Yes, in the corner of my garden. Just a wee one. Okay, now you won't need anything for the next one, but as we go through today, I'm going to be telling you to go ahead and get some things out of your kitchen. Now you might find some wire wool in your garage or your shed. Just be very careful with it. Keep it away from these little darlings and be very careful with your fingers. It's terribly hot. Right, enough from me. I will see you in a short while where we're going to have a small explosion. Bye.